Okay, my name is Jake Schmid, and my topic is cybersecurity as it pertains to the United States nuclear arsenal. Introduction. The security of nuclear weapons of any kind in whatever country is obviously a top priority of said named country. Billions of dollars have been spent and wars have been fought over arms races trying to build bigger and better nukes. With advancement in technology, we have entered a new era of nuclear warfare. Just recently, cyber threats have started using a systematic approach trying to render the U.S.'s nukes arsenal useless, or at least take away some of its effectiveness. In order to stay at the forefront of the world's military power, it is paramount that we recognize that we are far behind other nuclear powers, the outcomes of a possible attack, the increasing numbers of ever-evolving attacks, and finally solve the question if we should implement a cyber offensive strategy of any kind. Okay, the physical security of our nukes. Physical security of U.S. installations has been around since the dawn of our nation, and with the nuclear program, we have seen some of the most physically secure places on planet Earth. Locked inside are missiles that can destroy whole cities in the blink of an eye, and we have made it a priority to keep them as safe as possible. One of the main precautions is the two-man rule. In layman terms, two people have to be present to launch any kind of nuclear warhead, making it impossible for a single person to do it by themselves. The places that the bombs are stored are so secure it is almost a non-existent threat that anyone could steal one or launch one without proper authority. It's so physically secure that no one seems to give cyber threats the attention they deserve in this new sphere of warfare. Since the Cold War ended in 1991, our nuclear program has been drastically underfunded. This way of thought, corresponding with the start of credible cyber threats, makes for a dangerous mixture. We are falling behind other countries, including Russia, who was our direct adversary in the Cold War in all aspects of nuclear warfare. Perhaps the most dangerous thing is we have hardly attempted to scratch the surface in preparation to defend against cyber attacks. During the Cold War, our weapons were designed to retaliate against someone attacking us. Since the end of the Cold War years declined, that we have become super complacent when it comes to nukes. We haven't produced a new warhead since 1989. Once again, more evidence that nuclear firepower stopped being a priority right around the time we started getting hit with cyber attacks. This mindset, coupled with a decline in nuclear focus, combines together and creates, in my opinion, one of the most credible threats to our country's national security. If we do not immediately address this problem and devote massive resources to it, it's only a matter of time before nukes are compromised by a cybersecurity breach. Okay, what could a cyber attack potentially do? Cyber threats can endanger our nukes in at least two ways. It can be used to undermine the security of nuclear materials and facility operations, and it can compromise nuclear commands and control systems. It would be a bad day if either one of those things happened. Even an attack that was somewhat successful will kill all already dwindling confidence in our nuclear program. These cyber attacks don't have to be directed towards actual nuclear missiles in order to cause some catastrophe. Hackers could give foreign hostile entities access to where nuclear materials are stored, and they could get their hands on enriched uranium. These people in turn could use the information they stole to build their own nuke. Another dangerous scenario would be if someone was able to trick our computer systems into thinking nuclear weapons were launched against us, causing us to retaliate. This hypothetical threat will cause us to launch our nukes, killing hundreds of thousands of people in response to an imaginary attack. There's even a viable threat that the command and control centers for our nukes could be compromised, thus leading to the launch of nukes without permission. Even in the United States, officials have stated that they cannot be fully confident that the systems will operate as planned if attacked by a sophisticated cyber opponent. Seeing the evidence provided above, it is blatantly obvious the danger cyber attacks pose on our nuclear program. Cyber threats always evolving. The most dangerous aspect of cyber threats is that they're ever evolving. So we are already behind a threat that is constantly changing and getting better every day. The current mindset is one of slow, incremental change that cannot keep pace with an ever-evolving threat. A fresh look at the overreaching framework that guides cybersecurity at nuclear facilities is needed. So in response to these attacks getting better and more sophisticated at a rapid pace, we've chosen a slow, almost lumbering defense. Because strategies to breach are becoming more advanced, faster than defenses are being in place, the likelihood that a hacker would attempt a breach is increasing. U.S. nukes face up to 10 million cyber attacks daily. Obviously, all these are not full-fledged going for the mothership attacks, but the sheer volume of them is disturbing. The strategy of these foreign hostiles seems to be constantly bombard us with a large quantity of attacks and hope that one is successful at one point. Coupled with a small number of more sophisticated surgical attacks, one actually has a chance of getting through. Of the security significant events, less than 1/100% can be categorized as successful attacks against the nuclear security enterprise computing infrastructure, the spokesman said, which puts the maximum number of about 1,000 daily. 1,000 successful attacks sounds like a terrible number to me. Perhaps the most dangerous part is no one has mentioned them, so who knows what they actually entail or how bad they are. Should we implement an offensive cyber attack strategy? The fact that there are people out there trying to sabotage our nukes through cyber attacks begs to question if we should implement some sort of cyber offensive strategy. Basically, if we should try to do to other countries as they appear to be doing to us. We already have missile defense systems in place to shoot down incoming missiles, but what if we had the capability to stop them from launching in the first place? The concept is driven by an ever-increasing diversification in the types of missile threats facing the United States and by the growing acceptance that there will never be enough interceptors to address all these missile threats or enough money to build them. As good as it sounds on paper, the ethics behind it has become a controversial issue. Rather than having what would appear to be a sole defensive strategy with our own missiles shooting down incoming missiles that have already been fired, we will theoretically be going on the offensive with these cyber attacks. It will become more difficult to classify the mission as purely defensive. Furthermore, our missile defense system does not pose a serious threat to countries like Russia and China, but who knows how they would react if it would be confirmed that we will use these cyber attacks against them. Not to mention, this would open up Pandora's box. Essentially, who knows what this could turn into the nuclear weapon realm. Fortunately, no matter what kind of fight it is, whether it be in a 7-Eleven parking lot or shooting hundreds of nuclear warheads at your enemy, you want every single advantage you can get. The only unfair fight is the one you lose. After the devastation of a nuclear strike is not the time you want to be wondering if you could have done more or what would have happened if you had done this. In reality, we are so far behind defending against cyber attacks. Perhaps the best strategy is to devote time and effort on going on the offensive. Who cares what other countries think about us if they go to launch the nukes and the button doesn't work because of a sanctioned U.S. government cyber attack? I consider that a win. In conclusion, per the evidence stated above, I've identified a dangerous gap in the U.S.'s cybersecurity as it pertains to nuclear warfare. This stems from the U.S. not paying much attention to our nuclear program after the Cold War. We are being tested daily by an ever-increasing number of more sophisticated attacks, and it's only a matter of time before one is successful. But by realizing the implications of a cyber attack, we should implement appropriate strategies, offensive strategies to counter these cyber attacks. Thanks.